Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of 2000's Represent. We're wrapping up this cycle of 2003 with a video game. In this episode, we're talking about the Prince of Persia, the Sands of Time. Just a great platformer game, obviously from 2003. I think overall, maybe the fourth game in the Prince of Persia series. So I know there was Prince of Persia 2. They did Prince of Persia 3D. I never played that one. And I think this one came out after that. I think there was something called Prince of Persia like Harem Adventures before this, but I don't know anything about that one. So I remember when this came out to just very great reviews. I think Prince of Persia 3D was like them kind of dipping their toe into the world of bringing this game into three dimensions. And then I think what's the concept? Like that game walked, so this game could run essentially. But yeah, never played Prince of Persia 3D. But the Sands of Time and the entire Sands of Time trilogy is really good. There was obviously the Sands of Time as the first. Then in 2004 they did Warrior Within, and in 2005 they did The Two Thrones. So yeah, the Sands of Time trilogy, a great just collection of Prince of Persia games. They did that reboot, I think, in 2008. That was a weird one where I don't think there was any way to really lose the game. You would just basically start over, I think. And I think the Sands of Time is kind of what they ended up adapting for I think it was 2010. I could be wrong. But the Jake Gyllenhaal Prince of Persia Sands of Time film. It wasn't very good. I remember it being entertaining. There was like times where it was entertaining, but it was kind of a not so great video game movie. I remember seeing that in theaters and just thinking it was kind of just okay. But I have my notes here for the Sands of Time, and then we'll get to our gameplay. The very first version of this game I played was the PS2 version, but the version we're going to be using for this video is actually the Windows version. I'm kind of torn on which version to try because I did try loading it up in a PS2 emulator, and there's just a lot of really not so great graphical glitches with the PS2 emulated version. Like there's like textures that just like disappear and flicker. But the trade-off for that is the PC version doesn't have native controller support, and actually looks like actually trying to get controller support for it is kind of a pain. So at least it doesn't have the graphical issues. So we'll be doing the Windows version, playing with keyboard and mouse. But I got my notes here. We're gonna get to these notes, and then we'll get to our gameplay. All right. So here we have Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time, released November 11th, 2003. That's the release of the PlayStation 2 version. I think the Game Boy Advance version maybe came out first, but it was basically released on every platform you could imagine. Came out on PS2, came out on Xbox, came out on the GameCube, the PC, and the Game Boy Advance. I think it also came out on mobile as well, but basically was on every platform available to it at the time. The original games were those 2D, at least Prince of Persia and Prince of Persia 2 were the 2D side-scrolling, kind of platforming games, where it's basically a 2D view of the prince, and you're basically just going through dungeons. They expanded it beyond that, I think, in the second one, but you're basically just running through dungeons, trying not to fall on spikes, solving some basic puzzles, trying to not have like floor panels drop out from below you and stuff like that. The way Jordan Mechner, I think, like did the rotoscoping on the original game is really cool, because I think he had his brother just running around in like a white like suit, and then they kind of animated over that. There's a whole like making of thing on the original Prince of Persia games. It's pretty cool. I'll see if I can actually link it in the description below. But they brought Jordan Mechner back in for this game here. Came up with the concept of the story, and like was basically like one of the designers on the game. But really cool because they brought him in, and he's the original creator of the series as well. We got here. What does we got here? The really cool thing about this game, and I don't know if we'll get to it in the video, because I forget how long into the game it is before you actually get it. But the Dagger of Time is one of the coolest game mechanics probably in maybe any game. So, in a lot of video games, basically what the Dagger of Time does, it is essentially an in-game version of like a save state. If you ever play like an emulator, you can basically like do a save state right before like a boss fight, so you can just go back to that save state and start over. The Dagger of Time allows you to rewind time after messing up. So if you're like trying to do like if you timed the jump wrong or you missed like a ledge or something like that, depending on if you had charges in the dagger, you can just rewind time and give it another shot. Really cool mechanic for that. Probably the coolest mechanic in the game. But yeah, that was the Dagger of Time. Again, two sequels followed it up with Warrior Within and Two Thrones. Apparently, I think development started on this in 2001, and it was around the time that Ubisoft ended up getting the rights to the Prince of Persia series. But I think even though they had the rights, the intellectual property, the IP was still owned by Jordan Mechner, and he initially I think didn't really want to work on the game, but then when he saw some like footage of what Ubisoft had like come up with, that kind of changed his mind, and then he ended up joining up and working on the game. Apparently, there was 4 key concepts that Ubisoft wanted to include in the game. One was called Unity of Time and Place. The other one is acrobatics. There was a lot of jumping from like wall running, jumping like across like rooms, climbing on pillars, rotating around pillars, jumping off pillars, hanging off ledges, and like dropping down to get onto other ledges. So those are all the acrobatics. There's combat, which is very fluid. You can do combos, things like that. And then the big mechanic is rewind. So that was, like I mentioned not too long ago, about the Dagger of Time. Apparently, the original concept of the story was too complex. So when Jordan Mechner came on, he ended up just cleaning the story up and coming up with a much simpler story. Like the story of the original Prince of Persia is basically, I think like it's like the vizier wants to marry the princess, like locks the prince in a dungeon, and you have an hour to essentially get out of the dungeon and rescue the princess. Very basic concept, but it basically sets the tone and gets the game moving. We can close this now because we're just going to get to our reviews, and then we will get to our gameplay. Came out to basically universal acclaim, pretty much. We'll go off the PS2 scores here. Let's see here. Metacritic has the PC version of, the PS2 version at a 92 out of 100, while OneUp.com gave it an A. Edge gave it a 9 out of 10. Got a 9 out of 10 from Eurogamer. Famitsu gave it a 37 out of 40. Game Informer with a 9.5 out of 10. GamePro with 5 out of 5. GameSpot 9 out of 10. GameSpy 4 out of 5. IGN with a 9.6 out of 10. Let's see here. The official US PlayStation Magazine giving it a 5 out of 5. And then I think the PC version fared a little less. It came in at Metacritic at an 89 out of 100. And then the GameCube has a 92 and the Xbox has a 92. So it looks like the PC version is the one where it's maybe slightly not the best. Probably dealing with the controls and the controls not being as fluid on a keyboard and mouse. But like I said earlier in the video, I tried to get the PS2 emulator running, and there was just way too many graphical issues to want to play it that way. So we are doing the PC version with mouse and keyboard. And with that said, we're going to get into the gameplay. So we'll be right back with that. All right, and here we are loading into the Prince of Persia here. So we're going to start a new game here. Alright, so basically you're in a war essentially to start.
Do you think I felt regret as I gazed upon the destruction we had wrought? Or at least humility at the speed with which a world can be transformed from a good world into a hell? If you think so, you are mistaken. For in that moment I thought of one thing only. The honor and glory I would bring my father by fighting like a warrior in my first battle.
Alright, so we basically use the mouse to move around. The space to jump. You got run up walls, you gotta do the right click, alright. And I know how to do the wall running. Wall running is really cool. You can basically just be like... You could also just jump across that too, but... I don't think there's anything over here. Alright, so we gotta fight this guy now. Okay, left click attack. Right click to block. Okay, put the sword away. Okay, I think I gotta get it over there. Is it? First person and then normal view. Alright.
Many men that day sought to win honor and glory on the battlefield, that their king might say to them, as Khosrow said to Rustam, "You are the noblest of my warriors." From the moment my sword tasted blood, I knew this would not be my way. I would win my father's praise, not by killing, but by being the first to find the Maharaja's treasure vault and the wonders within.
Alright, so we got a bunch more guards down there to deal with. Don't know if I can climb up to that. Let me see. Nope, not quite. Right, so those guards are taken care of. Okay, wall run time. One of the coolest mechanics in the game. I love the wall running. Alright, we gotta climb this ladder. Yeah, that's one thing I wish I could use a controller, because this is not as precise as I would like. Climb the ladder, alright. Alright, more guards. Let's deal with them. Oh. Don't want to go over there. Okay, so we got some ledges now. Alright, so we gotta go in here. Oh, wait. Okay, got a whole group of guards in here. Okay, let's see where we gotta go. Okay, hold on, what's that? Grab into the column. Alright, so we gotta jump from column to column to column.
Shall I continue my story from here the next time we're interrupted?
Let's save this.
Done. I'll start the story from here next time.
Can I go in there, or is it safe? Or do we got a wall run? I think we got to do a wall run and a jump. Oh. Okay. Luckily that wasn't far, so we can still probably get out of this. Whoa. Oh, I'm trying to run. Let me see what I can do here. Okay, special action. Right click to run at the wall, then jump, jump. So basically you're just wall jumping. Alright, is that correct? Oop. Oh, do not want to do that. Yeah, it's like double jumping basically.
And there it lay, just out of reach. The
So-
dagger of time. There was a treasure I could carry with pride as a trophy of our victory. If I could only get there.
Okay, so let's see where it's at. Okay, landscape view will let you see it. Let me see here. So it's Q. Okay. Can I get there yet? All right. Okay, so we could wall run there, maybe. So I just came from there. Is this where I started from? Okay, no, yeah, so this is where I came in. Is this a new area? It might be new, because I don't think I've... Like, I don't know if I'm backtracking. Okay, I can't climb out of there.
The hourglass drew me, fascinated me. To move it would take a dozen of my father's soldiers. I wanted a prize I could fit into one hand.
So yeah, maybe I was on the right track. Let's see here. Okay. Okay, we can get above it. Oop. No, I don't want to do that. Let's see here. Okay, yeah, so maybe I was going the right way. Oh, man. Luckily we're in the water, we can drink to restore health. Yeah, because you really can't do a lot when you're in the water. You can't climb. I can't reach those areas. Unless there's a way to drain the water or stop the water from coming in. I think we got to get higher up. No, not that. Nope, I fell too far. All right.
Wait. That's not how it happened. Now, where was I?
Okay. Yeah, I think this is where we got to go because I don't think these spiky things would be up here if it wasn't an area they didn't want me to explore. Yeah, because that's where the spikes are. Is there any other... Can I wall run this? Try to see if I can wall run and then grab the ledge. Right, there we go. Alright, so probably some more wall running coming up. Hopefully that thing doesn't touch my fingers. Alright. Okay, so let's see where we gotta go here. I think we got a wall run here and then jump. Let's see. There we go. Okay, I can't go that way. I mean, I don't think I can really go that way either. Oh, we got it. All right, cool. Oh, no, it's too far. I thought that was the ground there, but it wasn't.
No, that's not what happened. I jumped.
Nope, nope.
No, that didn't happen.
Can I still drop down? I think so. Nope, too far.
No, that didn't happen either. Let me begin. Whoa.
Oh, come on, man.
That's not how it happened.
Oh, not again.
Wait, that's not right. Whoa.
It's a little, yeah, like I wish I had controller on this, but... So I think this is as low as we can go on the... Oh. Okay, so now he's got to jump across all these. The thing is, though, making sure you're actually lined up properly for the jump. There we go. I still think it's too far to fall. We've got to be here. Hopefully that's correct. trying to figure out, because I think there's a part we gotta jump. There's like, I saw that hand up there. Because I don't think you can just keep jumping indefinitely. Oh, here we go. No, no, no.
Wait, that's not right. I did.
Okay, at least we're at this part now. Yeah, so I don't know if that's a ledge grab or if it's... Nope. Yeah, it's too... Yeah, because it's too far to fall,
no,
so...
that didn't happen either.
Okay. Right click to run up the wall, then press jump to jump from wall to wall. So I guess I just gotta run... Can I run that way? I don't want to do that. Okay, so we gotta... Okay, I can't get the second jump off. Is it too tall? Do I have to run up that? I don't want to run up that way. Because then, yeah, you fall. So yeah, we got to get to the top of that. Yeah, it's really hard to chain these jumps with a keyboard. So I can get up to there, but I don't know if I can just indefinitely run and jump like that. Yeah, that's as far as I can get. Is it just pressing space, or do I have to hit the... Yeah, I'm pressing space. Because, yeah, it looks like I gotta go all the way from where I am to the top with the wall run. Or wall jump, I mean. Yeah, just not very intuitive with the keyboard. Yeah, and I don't think you can go up the other way. Yeah, this is definitely the way they want you to go. Okay, so run up the wall, then press jump to jump from wall to wall. So I think I just got to go wall to wall to wall to wall to wall like that. But yeah, that is not working with the keyboard. Okay, so right click to run the wall, but jump to jump from wall to wall. Okay, so let's see, bop, bop. Yep, can't do it. Bop, bop. That's as far as I can get, and then it's just not letting me chain the jumps. Because the most I can get off of it is maybe 2 jumps. Can I move with arrow keys? That might help. Yeah, but then it's... No, the WSAD is definitely the best layout. I may just have to give up on this. Because, yeah, it's just not intuitive here. Unless there's something I'm just missing. Yeah, I just can't do it. Not with a keyboard and mouse. If I can get a controller working on this, maybe. But like I said, I did try the PS2 emulator, and that just did not work well either, because the graphical glitches were just too bad. Yeah, because like I said, I think I'm supposed to go from where I am to the top of that thing by just jumping from wall to wall to wall, and the keyboard and mouse just does not work for that with this version of the game. Unless I'm just supposed to tap, keep, space, jump like really quick. But I'm also thinking I'm supposed to like lean into the direction that I want to jump. I can get up through there, and then he just loses momentum. Or it's not taking my keyboard clicks correct. Okay, run up the wall. and then space. But that kills. So it's definitely the other way around.
Wait, that's not right.
Yeah, so when I get over here, I press space again and it's not doing anything. Yeah, even, okay, jump right, jump left. Yep, it's not working. Yeah, I'm pressing left and like WSAD. So it's gonna be A and then D. Okay. So I can get up there, but then I can't jump again. Oh, I'm making progress. Got a little further. Come on, man. Oh my god, come on. It's just the timing, I guess. Jump. No, come on. Okay, even if you rapid press, it doesn't do anything. Control also jumps? Okay. I just think my timing is off, because I've been able to do some of it, but it's... This would just be so much easier with a controller. And like I said earlier in the video, just getting controller support on this game, there's like a whole, you have to go through a whole bunch of hoops to even do it. Finally. Oh, come on!
No, that didn't happen.
Of course I've had it and then I fall.
Sand. I had what I came for. It was time to get out. Now.
Ah, spiked. Now we can rewind.
The miracle I had experienced by accident in the Maharaja's treasure room, I now discovered that I could trigger at will. By pressing a switch on the dagger's handle, I could turn back time.
I don't know how to get past this one. But... Oh man! Oh.
Father, I have brought us honor and glory.
Your Majesty, you promised me my choice of the Maharaja's treasures. That dagger.
Surely you won't deny the lad a souvenir of his first battle. You may have your choice of all the Maharaja's other treasures. Except that hourglass. That will make a fine gift for the Sultan of Azad when we pass through his city.
So yeah, the hourglass turns everything into like monsters, basically.
Prince, use the dagger. Prince, the dagger. It can turn back time. Do it now. Turn back the sands of time before you die. Strike with the dagger. Take his sand. Turn back time. No, I didn't.
Let's rewind.
Each time I struck them down, they rose to fight again. I soon realized that only by taking into my own dagger the sands that possess them could I liberate them from their monstrous living death.
Oh. Didn't rewind long enough. I need water to heal. And I have like no health left.
Didn't happen. I had to strike with my dagger at the moment the creatures were vulnerable and take their sand before they could rise again.
Prince, use the dagger. Strike with the dagger. Take his sand.
Alright, so I think that is a good stopping point. Yeah, that one jumping puzzle was just very annoying. But we're going to go ahead and save our game here.
Done. I'll start the story from here next time.
Alright, but yeah, that is going to do it for this video here. Thanks again for watching. We'll be back in a week. We'll be doing starting in with our next cycle of 2004. Really looking forward to that. But yeah, we'll be back then. So remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. We'll see you again next time. Thanks again for watching. Take care and have a good one. See ya.